Welcome to the DNA Advantage podcast, where you can learn facts about your DNA that can help you live a healthier, longer life, doing all the activities you dream of doing. If you want to gain more control over your health and the factors that influence it, you're in the right place. Hi, this is Lisa Witherow. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this DNA Advantage podcast. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the type of content that I'll be talking about each week, and then I'll tell you a little bit about why it's important to me. So we'll get started with a quick analogy. When you were a child, did you ever get super excited when someone handed you a balloon? And then as you're walking with it, you keep glancing up at it proudly as it bounces along with your stride. But then the unthinkable happens. The tiny string slips through your fingers and you helplessly watch your prized possession float away. It's so unfair. At the time, you can't even imagine anything worse. Until you're a parent and someone hands your child a balloon. The pain of watching my child reach up into the sky, begging me to do something, anything to get that balloon back, is the same helpless feeling I've experienced when a loved one is in the late stages of disease. As much as I want to change the circumstances, the string has already slipped out of their grasp. I think the childhood reference comes to mind because I was only 3 when I experienced the loss of my mom. I watched as her vitality and her will to live slipped away. She was only 29. As I grew up, there were many more heartbreaking lessons like this along the way, and I kept repeating one thought. There has to be a better way. As a young adult, I struggled with insecurities and the fear of loss, of course. I was afraid that there was no way to gain control or even influence my health. And I accepted that I had no control. I developed the attitude that whatever is meant to happen will play out no matter what I did. I lived with this mindset for years, and then there was a whole lot more at stake. My husband and I were expecting our first child. That was when I realized I had always believed that I would die young. And that was when I really needed to fight back. I needed to be here and healthy for my child, so I had to take control. I recognized diet and lifestyle were factors that would influence health, and I dedicated myself to learning opportunities to improve and protect health for my whole family. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as following a checklist or series of steps. For one, what works for one person doesn't necessarily help another. Isn't it annoying when you try the same diet and exercise routine your neighbor does and you gain while she loses? And it can be such a guessing game. Looking at all the possibilities you have in the supplement aisle, you could walk out with hundreds of dollars worth of products, but you don't know for sure what your body really needs. And another issue is, despite all of the attempts at making the right decisions, symptoms often still arise. Have you ever known someone who has done all the right things, quote unquote, but then still gets sick? All of these frustrations kept me looking for that better way. And then I read an article about epigenetics, and I knew I needed to learn all about our genes and how the environment, nutrients, and lifestyle influence our genetic expression. Our knowledge and the decisions we make determine whether we stay healthy or if we are allowing ourselves to develop disease. For me, traditional medicine was an option for sick care and trauma recovery, but I wanted an informative, preventative model. Genetic analysis offers the knowledge about our individual bodies and allows us to identify specific needs for our DNA. These facts help us make informed decisions that can lead to a healthier life with quality and longevity. The difficulty was finding a program that helped me and others gain understanding of our complicated matrix of genes. As a result, I'm creating a series of programs that will make this personal DNA information accessible to everyone who wants it. Now, without compromising confidentiality, confusing people even more, or costing hundreds of thousands, my children, family, friends, and clients can develop their own strategic health plan based on what they learn about their DNA. I want each and every person to have access to that knowledge so they can avoid distracting symptoms, disease, and premature death. I hope you join me on my journey and learn along the way. Please subscribe to my podcast and comment with any questions that you have. Thanks so much for joining me.